All right, so gentlemen, what's good in your hood? We have Mark Masterson and Rich Newell here from the Neighborhood Community Development Fund right here in my neck of the woods, the Northside. What's good in your hood, guys?
A lot of things are good. I think that the biggest good news is that for 20 years, we've been focused exclusively on the North Side. And the pandemic and some of the things that we were doing to help small businesses, we realized that there was a need for a bigger footprint. So we're actually doing small business lending in all of Allegheny County now as of September 1st. So that I think is good news. So we're really happy that we can take what we've learned and done well, I think, on the North Side. We're now going to be working in a lot of different neighborhoods like the North Side throughout the county.
So, Rich, it looks like you're the loan officer. So you're the guy that aspiring business owners, I guess, they sit down with and they say, look, I've been baking these pies for 15 years. And my mama told me that I need to start a business or I need to build a home or something like that. I need to start creating something to start my legacy. And you're the face that we see, and it's a beautiful face. How many people come to your office to talk to you? And what are the stories that you hear? You know, I wasn't focused on asking that question, but when you hear loan officers, kind of like, so tell me, what do you encounter doing your job?
Well, first of all, I'm just based off of the age. I'm the senior loan officer, just based
off.
Oh,
senior loan officer. Excuse me. Okay.
But it's myself and Miana Connor, who covers the North Side as well. I've been tasked with doing loans all over Allegheny County, but my colleague Miana Connor does loans on the North Side as well.
Okay.
We just hired another employee as well. Stephanie is my colleague as well at the Northside Neighborhood Fund. So, so that's my job. I look to lend to any and all businesses located in low to moderate income communities throughout the city of Pittsburgh. We view customers based off of where they're going, not where they're currently at. So our credit, the way we view credit is totally different than what a standard bank would. We don't really take your credit as a lending decision. Obviously, you want to work on your credit, but that's not our guideline. We've done a lot of loans, sub 500s, a lot of success stories, sub 500s, where customers came in, their credit scores are, I can't go to specific names of our customers, but 520 and up, and we were still able to do loans for our customers. Our max loan amount is $250,000, and we lend to any nonprofits, for-profits, and entrepreneurs.
So basically, if you believe in their dream and it makes sense, then you're willing to work with them to help them, to score that loan and start off running a successful business. I see on your website, you have a statement about racial inequality. What is the significance behind Neighborhood Community Development Fund, Mark? And how do you approach the divide? Because there's always been that sense of, well, because I'm Black, I don't get the loans, or because I'm this, or because of that, it's not always in our favor. And I love the significance that you have in the community. How do you see it, Mark? Explain to me about that.
It ain't, it's not it isn't a perception, it's a reality. You're 4 times less likely to get a business loan if it's a Black-owned business versus a white-owned business. That's the facts. We look at it as, we started as grassroots community. We came out of those kinds of organizations, which are volunteers that are working. Pittsburgh from 30 years ago, everybody was leaving and there's vacant houses, and everybody was trying to work together to stop that from happening, to hang on to these neighborhoods. Here on the North Side is where I was doing it. But everybody wants the businesses in their neighborhoods too. Well, it's not going to come from outside. Those businesses are coming from the communities where we're living. I've lived on the North Side for 30 years, and we're not seeing folks parachuting in from outside. This is about how do you build out from within, and that's kind of our philosophy as we work with folks where they're at.
What makes Neighborhood Community Development Fund different from other related organizations, Rich, that provide, if not the same programs, but programs similar to?
Well, I would say just the one that I mentioned first off, the credit. We view credit totally different. We also view income totally different. We've done a ton of loans for businesses who had no income, even on the personal level, where they may have only had a couple thousand or less in the bank. We still were able to do those loans. We have 3 different types of lending programs. We have a micro loan SBA program that's up to 50,000. That we can take that out for 7 years. Then we have business expansion loan program. The max on that is 250,000 and under. And then we have real estate loans that we do. The max on that as well is 250,000. So what I love about what I do and where I'm working now is when you go to a big bank, okay, you may submit an application. That application makes its way up the chain. So maybe 6 people see that application before it gets to somebody behind the desk that you've never met. It makes that loan decision for you. They don't understand your passion. They don't understand your dreams. They don't understand, where you're trying to go necessarily to try to get the loan. When you come to us, we're a small knit company, 7 to 10 employees. And when I do my presentations, or my fellow loan officers do our presentations, we submit to a board. So, it's more of a hands-on, more personal approach. And we don't have a decline policy. I hate to say it on the radio, but it's true. If we can't currently do your loan, if there's a way that we can't do your loan, then we will try to come up with ways that at least, help you or get you pointed in the right direction to get you funded. Whether it's with us or another CDFI. We're always, we partner with the other CDFIs throughout the city of Pittsburgh, but our goal is to get you done. We just don't walk away from customers.
I love that.
I actually started during the pandemic, a week into the pandemic, and it's the first company, and I work for all the major banks in the city of Pittsburgh. It's the first company where I can say we really don't have a decline policy. We really look to try to get the deals done.
Oh, that's inspiring. One thing I do like, Mark, is a lot of folks started their businesses in the pandemic. Thanks to the government, we were able to receive some money. And you know what? I'm going to start baking pies for a living. Well, we're starting to get used to the pandemic. We're starting to get used to cousin COVID, and we're following the steps, and we're being careful. And we have our immunizations and our boosters. And so now we're moving into the new year. We got to keep these businesses going, because sometimes not everybody is equipped to learn or start a business. What programs do you have, Mark, to help these businesses these people who may not have had the knowledge, and how do we keep them sustained?
Well, I want to tell you just one thing that we did do to help small businesses during the pandemic. 3 things that we did. One is that we immediately called all 100 businesses that we had loans with and asked them what was happening. Did they need help? And anybody that said that they needed help, we stopped. They didn't have to make loan payments, and we didn't collect from folks for almost 2 years.
Wow.
But we knew that they needed the money to pay the rent, keep the landlord happy, keep the lights on, and they were going to be in for a heck of a ride because customers weren't coming in. Imagine running a restaurant, starting a restaurant right before COVID happened. So we knew that we couldn't do a whole lot right at that moment, except we need to know that they needed to hang on to their cash. And then the second thing that we did is we were instrumental in helping pull together a coalition of organizations like ours around the city and the state called the PA CDFI Network. And because the government responses have been kind of not great, especially for minority-owned businesses and small businesses, but in particular minority-owned businesses, we got $250 million from the state that we distributed to 12,000 businesses across the Commonwealth. 50% of those funds went to minority-owned businesses. And that's what and then we did so well there, Allegheny County kicked in, and we were able to do another $20 million, and 50% of those funds went to minority-owned businesses. So that was the second thing. And then the third thing, the payroll protection program loan thing, was such a disaster. I'm going to be too high. I'm exaggerating too much. It wasn't good, People, it's hard to, it's easy to criticize. People are trying to get things going and get money out the door, and they were doing the best that they knew how to do, but they didn't really know how to get money to small businesses, and in particular, minority-owned small businesses. We do. That's what we do all the time. So in the second round of PPP, we were the last ones to stay open, to keep the doors open to allow folks to apply, and we were working hard to get small businesses in neighborhoods like the Northside to apply. So I think we had like 500 businesses. That's not huge in anybody's, but it was 500 businesses that probably wouldn't have gotten a PPP loan except we were there. So we wound up impacting and helping directly probably 4,000 or 5,000 businesses with those kind of different pandemic things. And that's what got us to be thinking about Allegheny County, because we had folks calling us that we had helped saying, I need help financing to get reopened, and we could only be the Northside. So that was a deliberate decision, but we knew folks needed help. And it's not a knock on any other CDFIs. Bridgeway Capital does good work, so does the Progress Fund. Just not enough of us. So we want more. Pittsburgh Invest is starting at the URAs. They're starting a CDFI. All that's good news for small business owners. And I think it's great news for minority-owned small businesses, and especially folks looking to start companies, because there's going to be some capital that's there, more than there was. There's not going to be enough, but you chip away, and you take your whacks at what you can carve out, and that's why it's really good news, I think, for a lot of neighborhoods in the county that we've expanded.
Right. I love that. I want to talk more. Of course, we don't have the time, but these guys are going to be available to you. So if you have this dream of starting a business, you want to learn more about the Neighborhood Community Development Fund, we'll have the website on the link right here at kdkaradio.com, ncd-fund.org. Again, the link is right here at kdkaradio.com. Rich Newell, Senior Loan Officer, can't forget about that, and Executive Director, Mr. Mark Masterson. Thank you both so much for telling us what's good in your hood. We appreciate you.
Thanks, Kiki.
For having us.